Alright, welcome everybody. We are going to learn passive voice today. It's a very important grammar topic in English. And let's start. Please join my screen and follow my screen share. Okay, how many voices do we have? First of all, we have two voices in English. We have active voice and passive voice. Generally, in other languages, it goes the same. We have two voices in languages, active and passive. Active, what is the active voice? It has this kind of structure: subject, verb, object. For example, Sarah plays soccer. LeBron James is an NBA player. Simon Baker is an actor. For example, here you see Sarah, subject, plays, verb, soccer, object. Somebody stole my wallet. That's actually an active sentence. But what is a passive voice? When the subject is either a noun, unimportant, or not mentioned, or when the focus of the sentence is on the object. Okay, we'll talk about the reasons we use in the future, but now let's look at the structure. As you know, we have three types of tenses. We have simple tenses, perfect tenses, and continuous tenses generally. So in simple tenses like present simple, past simple, future simple, like I play, I go, I will go, I don't know, I went. We use object, modal verb, am, is, are, was, were, plus the third form, past participle of the verb, by agent. For example, here, let me write in blue. Like we can say, my car was stolen. Passive in perfect tense, object, have been, has been, had been, for present perfect and past perfect. But when we future perfect, will have been. Verb, again, past participle. For example, the car has been fixed. Okay? And if you have any questions, just type it down. I will read it. And passive in continuous tenses. Like present continuous, I am doing, she is walking. We use object. Be being means is being, were being, had been being, and we use word and so on. So for example, again we can say, for example, the car is being fixed, for example. Again, for by agent we can say, for example, by Jack. The car is being repaired by Jack. There's a question here. Can we say my car has been stolen? My car has been stolen, of course, yes. Depends on the time. Generally, yes, we can. Is in the perfect. My car has been fixed. You can say my car was, for perfect, for normal sentence. Simple tenses, my car was stolen. Yeah, of course. Let's have some basic examples. The pizza is eaten by David. My car was stolen last night. A mistake was made. We are invited to a party. Her bag had been stolen before we arrived. Narrative tenses we have here. But three reasons why we use the passive voice. Okay, there are three main reasons why we use this voice. We use it when we don't know the subject, first of all. When we don't know, for example, someone stole your car, you don't know who is, for example, the guy who stole it. Okay, so you don't know. You say my car was stolen. Or second time, when the subject is not important. For example, you know it. For example, if we're talking about a movie. Okay, you know its director. You know who the director is, but you're not gonna mention him because it's not important. Okay, you're trying to focus on the film itself. Okay, you're saying, for example, the Batman was directed in 2020, for example. You don't mention the director name because it's not important. And the third one, which is advanced, when we want to avoid a responsibility we were given, and or we don't want others to know about the subject. It means you know the subject, but you don't want others to know it. For example, you're the president of your country and you made a mistake. Okay, millions of dollars are lost because of your fault. And in the press conference, of course, you're not going to say, I made a mistake as a president, because it will ruin and destroy your career, reputation, whatever. So you say a mistake was made. In this case, the subject is important and we know the subject, but you don't want others, you don't want people know about your, for example, the situation. So you want to avoid your responsibility. You want to keep it under the rug, as an actually expression we say, or to hide it. Okay, conceal. So three main reasons why we use the passive voice. Generally, in the passive voice, the focus is on the object of the active sentence. For example, let me see chat here. Okay, no questions. That's good. Welcome everybody, 41 students. If you have any questions, just type it down. We're learning passive voice together. Make sure you are following my screen share. So David washed the car yesterday. David washed the car yesterday. The car was washed yesterday by David. If you see here, our subject is David, object is the car. At the beginning, in our active, this is active, and this is passive. Active here, we say David, we start with the subject, okay? And wash the car is our object. So when we want to make a passive sentence, we bring the object to the beginning of the sentence, and we put subject to the end of the sentence, and we add by. Say by David. Okay, so the car was washed yesterday by David. But there is a point here, there is a very important topic, that you cannot make all sentences passive. So we have something we call it transitive and intransitive verbs. Some verbs are transitive, means they do need an object, okay, while others don't need objects, so they're called intransitive. For example, eat, for example, eat. Say, I ate the sandwich. I can ask this question, what did you eat? Say, the sandwich, a sandwich, whatever. She wrote a letter. What did she write? A letter. Or, for example, he threw the ball, a ball, doesn't matter here, the article. What did he throw? The ball. Okay, for read, for cook, for love, for paint, sing, buy, play, and so on. So we cannot make passive sentences with intransitive verbs because there is no object to focus on. As you remember, we said we focus on the object. But what if you don't have any object? What do you want to focus on? Nothing. So you cannot make passive sentences with intransitive verbs. For example, like walk. He walked to the store. You cannot say, what did you walk? What did you walk? Does it make sense? No. Okay, she laughed at. What did she laugh? Don't make a mistake. We have something, we say, what did she laugh at? We use prepositions, okay? But your sentence should make sense without any prepositions, without at. What did she laugh? What did she laugh? Does it make sense? Or, for example, they slept on the couch. What did they sleep? Doesn't make sense. Or other things, sit, dance, stand, swim, run. But there is a point. Run, the verb run here, if we mean as lunching, or managing, administrating, controlling, it's transitive and you can't use passive. For example, she runs multiple companies. Multiple companies are run by her. We say run, ran, run. The third form is run. So multiple companies are run by her. Okay? But if you mean like jogging, walking fast, sprinting, no, we cannot say. Because here, she ran in the marathon. What did she run? What does it mean? It doesn't make sense. So it's really important even you're learning actually passive voice, it's really important to know transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Ask these questions. What does subject verb, okay? What does she, for example, cook? You can answer that, so that's transitive. But any questions here? Let me check the chat. By a stranger. You can say by a stranger, but you know, when you say by, okay, you're going to represent the guy. You're going to introduce the guy, okay? Say by a stranger. Stranger is a noun. You don't know the stranger, so that's almost like you do nothing. Can we omit the subject then? The car was washed yesterday. The car was washed yesterday, of course. By agent is completely optional, okay? It's based on you. If you want, you can use it. Otherwise, you can forget it. You can omit this. Okay? By agent is optional. By whom? Yeah, Can you just omit the subject? The subject, yes, it's called by agent again. Okay, we'll continue. And for those who've just joined, at the end of the class, I mean the part of the teaching, I will send actually many questions, many exercises. We will do exercises together. Okay? So that's an interactive class. So make sure you're listening carefully because Actually, I will send some exercises to be tested. So here, conjugation. The verb be is explained and how and when shall be used in different styles. So, be plays an important role in the passive voice. Okay, we say was stolen, were stolen. We use be actually all types of be in all sentences in passive. Without be, we won't have passive sentences. So it's really important that we learn it properly. So simple tenses like present simple, past simple, future simple, and so on. We say am, is, are, was, were, and be. Let me add be here as well. Will be. Actually, because it was for intermediate, I didn't mention be because for intermediate level, but my wallet was stolen. The car is washed. They were killed. I don't know. The car will be washed. Whatever. Perfect tense. So we use am, is, are, was, were, and will be. Perfect tenses like past perfect, present perfect, future perfect, have been, has been for present, had been for past perfect, and actually will have been. I will. For example, it will have been done. We say will have been. And we never say will has. After a modal verb, we use a base form. It has been sold, it has been stolen, you have been fired, we had been sentenced to death, for example, or it will have been done by tonight, or whatever. Continuous tenses like present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, is being, are being, am being, was being, were being, will be being, for example. The car is being washed, soldiers are being killed, or I don't know, the room will be being cleaned, okay, and other things. But perfect continuous tenses for perfect tenses, but they're continuous, like present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. Say have been being, has been being. We use be, okay? Here, have and had, if you want to compare just these two, we have here, we have and has, for example. So they are like is, are, like am, okay? And then we use being, okay? So these alone doesn't make sense, have, okay? If you want to talk about conjugation of be, we should put them together, have been, has been, had been. And then we use being, you see, being is repeated here. So is like have been, or other things, okay? Not just say, for example, is can be has been, or can be have been, whatever. So for example, the car has been being repaired since last morning, or the dishes have been being washed by the machine for an hour, for example. And negation. Let me see if there is any questions here. Okay. And yeah, negation. We simply add not to the word be so as to means in order to make our passive sentences negative. The car is washed. The car isn't washed. Is not washed. The dishes have been being washed. The dishes haven't been being washed. Okay? Or they were invited. They weren't invited. Or for example here, when we have modal verb in our passive sentences, we just negate the modal verb. We say should, shouldn't be. Okay? Should not or shouldn't be. For example, I don't know. It should be done. It shouldn't be done. Okay? For example, the car should be washed ASAP. ASAP means as soon as possible. We pronounce it ASAP or ASAP normally, but ASAP is very common. So the car should be, the car shouldn't be, they will be, they won't be, the class might be. We say might not or mightn't. Mightn't is acceptable. It's old, outdated, but still, that's correct grammatically. For example, for shall not, we can say shan't. But it's not common nowadays. So for actually negation, negative sentences for passive, that's it. Interrogative sentences mean questions. Interrogative means questions, like you interrogate people. In order to make questions, if there are two ways. You either have a modal verb, you don't have a modal verb. So if we have modal verbs, we make question with the modal verb. Otherwise, we make question with the verb be. For example, the car should be washed now. Should the car be washed now? The car should. We bring should. Should the car be washed now? My wallet was stolen. You say, was your wallet stolen? Was your wallet stolen? So it's really important. If you have should, just make question with should. If you don't have actual modal verbs, make question with be. Was your wallet stolen? But sometimes, okay, before we do that, I want everybody to make questions, okay? Start making sentences like questions, negative sentences, questions, affirmative about passive. Okay, try to make your own sentences, okay? So I want everybody now start writing your sentences, one example, two example, whatever, and send it in the chat, okay, right now, and I will read all of them to see actually how you understood this lesson. So please start writing your sentences. So people are typing, and let me tell you, the more you interact, the more you will learn. Okay, if you're interactive, if you follow the class, you will see, oh, you learn a lot. But if you just listen, you won't get actually as much as you expect. So try to write. If it's for grammatically wrong, that's fine. We are learning here. So you can just make sure that like people. Was this cookie made by you? And you cannot just question, you can use sentences, affirmative, negative. We will work on all of them now. Was this cookie made by you? Good. Should children be punished for mistakes? Should children be punished? Will the class have an exam? Not an exam, okay? We will do exercises together, okay? We will test our knowledge, okay? It's not like an exam, like I test you, I give you a mark. No. But I will send some exercises, like 20 exercises, and we will do them together, okay, together. So that would be kind of like a test, but not as exams. That was example. Oh, I think that was the question. Will the class have an exam? It's not an example, Pablo. It's not for passive example. My PC was broken. Was my PC broken? Good. Yeah. What about affirmative sentences? Now try to write affirmative sentences. Means positive sentences. Forget questions. Let's work on affirmative. Means positive sentences. Like, my car was stolen. Are there any chocolates left? My job is done. Stella says my job is done. Okay. My watch was stolen. Was watch? No. My watch. Okay. First. My watch was stolen. There is no subject. Okay. By my, we don't have by my. Wait. What's your name? Heidi. Okay. My watch was stolen. You want to make a question. You say was my watch stolen. My watch, they're together. Okay. It's like possessives. My watch. Your hat. His car. Okay. And we use by agent. That's not true. We use by plus agent only if we have subject. For example, you said David stole my watch. Okay, my watch was stolen by David. Okay, so here you don't have subject. My watch, my is not subject here. Okay, is a part of your object. It's talking about possessions, ownership. My dinner was eaten. That's sad. We're doing good, yeah. His phrase wasn't correctly written. It wasn't written correctly is better. How fast will I learn English? How it will sound in passive. How fast will I learn English? Well, as I said, we cannot make all sentences passive. Okay, it should have a meaning. Okay, how fast will I learn English? Why would you want to make it a passive? Okay, you're talking about yourself. Okay, we use passive in those three reasons. Either you don't know the subject, you don't care about the subject, you don't want others to know about the subject. You're clearly say I. So making passive wouldn't make sense. Was my watch stolen? Very good. I understand. That's right. We should drink tea. Should we drink tea? That's normal sentences. That's active. If you're talking about a passive, we should drink tea. It's active. My shift will have been done by the time my boss shows up. Very good. Thank you, Silla. That was perfect. The lesson was perfectly explained by the teacher. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's correct. Were dishes washed by my mom? Were the dishes? Okay, here there is a problem with articles. If you say were dishes washed, it means all the dishes in the world, okay? Every single dish in the world was washed by your mom, and that doesn't make sense, okay? That's weird. So were the dishes, because you're talking about a specific dishes in your house, for example. So were the dishes washed by my mom? Yes. Very good. Very good. Okay, you can write other example. I think that's a good way because we are finding our problems here. So write more example. Now start writing about negative sentences, negative passives, like my car wasn't stolen. Because we learn negative as well. Write negative as well. Was the car washed? Was the car washed? Yes. Very good. Ali Karimian. Okay, good. Several people are typing. That's good. Write about negative passive sentences. Like, for example, my dinner wasn't eaten. Or, I don't know. Will we play football tomorrow? Active. Will football be played by you tomorrow? No. First, say will we. You're talking about we, not you. So, will we play football tomorrow? That's good. Will football be played by us? Say we. If you said you, yes, by you, but you're saying we. Okay, will we. So will football be played by us? Okay, now let's wait for others to write and we can continue. From this part, it will be a little bit higher. Okay, I mean the level will be a bit pre-advanced and sometimes advanced. This plan shouldn't be executed that way. Very good, Solo. Good examples. Great examples. Okay, we have 34 students. I recommend you everybody in this class to interact. You see, that's really good. The books must not be taken from bookshelf. From the bookshelf. This plan, yeah, we said. Okay, good. While we're writing, let me continue. The work shouldn't be, no. The work shouldn't be, stop. Shouldn't be, no. You can say the work shouldn't have been. We're talking about modal verbs in the past. But you have to know modal verbs in the past. Modal verb plus have, like should have. You should have done. You would have done. In that case, you can say. But here is wrong. The work shouldn't be or shouldn't have been. Okay? Pablo. Let me continue. Was the place clean before I come? Was the place clean before I came? Before I came. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue here. Interrogative sentences, yeah, we talked about it. Sometimes it's obvious. Let's actually talk about rationality, to be rational. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes in passive sentences, it's obvious who the subject is. It's obvious because that subject is the only person or thing that can do the action. For example, I was fined for crossing a red light. Okay, say I was fined for crossing a red light. Only a police officer can fine drivers for crossing a red light. Okay, only a police officer can do that. So there is no need you say I was fined for crossing a red light by a police officer because they're pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that the police officer fined you because that's his job, and only this kind of job can fine you for that. Or to say the menu has been brought. Only a waiter or waitress brings the menu. The chef wouldn't do that. The boss wouldn't do that. Your parent wouldn't do that. So sometimes it's obvious. You don't need to mention the subject by agent, I mean. But sometimes it's not clear. The car is now fixed. Who fixed it? Maybe your dad fixed it. Maybe your brother. Maybe you yourself. Maybe a mechanic. Maybe your teacher. There are many other options, many other questions. The room has been cleaned. Who cleaned it? Maybe a servant. Maybe, and then your mom. Maybe your sister. Maybe yourself. Maybe your wife. Many options. The clothes are washed. Who or what washed them? Maybe a guy washed them. Maybe a person washed them. For example, your dad washed them. Your mom washed it. Or maybe a machine, a thing, washed it. Okay, washed it. So, for example, you say clothes are washed by a machine. So in this case, you should mention that. You mention that for better understanding. Okay, but sometimes it's obvious. You don't need to mention that. And the topic I've always mentioned, when we do care about a subject. You remember that? We said we don't care about a subject when it's not important. Imagine it's important. You still want to focus on the object, but on the other hand, you want to say that the subject, the doer, is still important. In that case, if it's obvious, don't mention it. If it's not obvious, you can easily mention it. Okay? Let me check the chat. The police find you. He decided to sell the house. He decided that the house should be sold. He decided that the house should be sold. That's not passive. That's a mixture of subjunctive mood and reportive speech. That's not passive, okay? He decided. You're clearly saying he decided, okay? That's for the actually reporting clause in reportive speech. The house should be sold. This part, yes. The house should be sold. That is actually your passive sentence, but that's a combination. That's reported speech. The main grammar we understand by saying this is reported speech. After that, we can say in this reported speech we have passive, but that's right. Wrong. The subject is in the house. The subject is he. The object is actually the house. The house was sold because he decided that he should do that. The house was sold because he decided that he should do that. Okay, we can say, yeah, let me react as well. Okay, very good. Let's continue. Let's use get instead of be. So up to now we talked about be passive. Okay, we have something we call it, let me talk it here, we call it be passive. But now we're gonna talk about get passive. That's advanced. The verb get can be used instead of the verb be if and only if. Let me highlight this because it's really important. If and only if our next, if and only our next verb is active. You see this? Is active. You can only use it if your verb after that is active. You know, active and stative verbs, state verbs like love, realize, or understand, see, hear, taste. They are a state verb. But action verbs like walk, like talk, like listen, like teach, like watch, like wash. They are active sentences, and the verb is action. Actually, this is action. I said active. So the verb is action. We cannot use get plus stative verbs. Okay, let me fix this. Actually, it's okay if we call them active verbs as well, but let me make it action because that's better. Action verbs. We cannot use get plus stative verbs so as to make passive sentences. Actually, this structure doesn't make sense and it's not used in English. So never say, for example, get plus a stative verb. We use get passive to talk about a negative. Let me also underline this as well. It's really important. We use get passive to talk about a negative or undesirable event. Negative or undesirable event, okay? Only in this situation. Also, we can use reflexive pronoun with another highlighter. We can use reflexive pronouns to indicate, means to show that the subject is partly responsible for the event. Okay, for example here, look at the examples. The car got washed by the mechanic yesterday. For example, you didn't want to wash it or something bad happened and that, for example. The wallet got stolen. The wallet got stolen. That's undesirable. She got fired. What more undesirable than that? She got fired. But here is for relative, actually reflective pronouns. They got themselves killed by insulting the king. Here means no one killed them. Okay, the meaning here. For example, they didn't kill, for example, these kind of people. Yes, they were executed. By the reason they were executed that they insulted the king. So they got themselves killed by insulting the king. Maybe you say, okay, so is this our subject? No, it's the explanation, the rest of your sentence. They got themselves killed. Why? Because they insulted the king. Instead of saying because they insulted, we can say by insulting the king. Okay, it means that was a reason. And here we are saying that they were partly responsible. Okay, they did this and the king ordered to kill them. So it was like a joint actually action. What you went through cannot be imagined. Here, for example, I was talking about. We cannot say, imagine is accusative verb. Let me also write it here. Let me make it better blue. It's accusative. So we cannot use get passive. We cannot say what you went through cannot get imagined. That doesn't make sense in English. Maybe if you translate it to your mother tongue, say, yeah, that's fine. But in English, no, it doesn't make sense. What you went through cannot be imagined. Okay? And let's get deeper into the agent. Let me check the chat before. Accusative, yeah. Sarah, which type of verbs are accusative verbs? Accusative verbs that they are not action verbs. Something, for example, if you look at the meaning, you understand. Like, for example, see. Also, some of them we call them feeling verb, like see, listen, not listen, sorry, see, hear, or I don't know, look, imagine. Imagine, the meaning of imagine, realize, understand. These verbs are accusative. We cannot use accusative verbs with ing. We cannot say I am imagining. We cannot say I am loving. I am liking. I am, I don't know, other things. But sometimes we can use them. For example, for have, you say I'm having lunch. I'm having dinner. If it means doing something, okay, you actually mean I'm eating lunch. You say I'm having lunch. That's fine, you can use it. But if you say possession, for example, I have a dog, you cannot say I am having a dog. That doesn't make sense. I am having a dog. So these are accusative verbs. We call them accusative verbs, non-action verbs, non-continuous verbs. They have many names, but generally accusative verbs, state verbs also, or action verbs. So here, let's get deeper into the agent. This is good. The agent means by subject, can be a pronoun, name, or noun clause. For pronoun, we can say him. The room is cleaned by him. For noun, we can say Jack. The flowers are watered by Jack. We use names. And we can use noun clause. That's a bit advanced. Noun clause, for example, the car has been fixed by a group of mechanics who work for free. Now you're talking about them. You're actually introducing, representing, explaining, and defining them. The car has been washed by a group of mechanics who work for free. That's actually a kind of way you can say. We call it noun clause because it's a clause. It has, I don't know, some determiners, names, prepositions, WH questions, or who work here. We have relative clause. We have something more than just one thing, one word, so we call it a clause. But here, other uses of actually the passive voice. We use it in scientific articles, where that would say oxygen is consumed, or chlorophyll is used. You see, oxygen is consumed. Chlorophyll is used by plants. We don't care about the rest. But here you see, chlorophyll is used. Oxygen is consumed. We don't say, for example, plants. For example, the second one is used by plants. We don't say plants consume. Plants use chlorophyll. Okay, during the process. That's fine, but in science, scientific articles, we use passive for that. Chlorophyll is used, oxygen is consumed, and in newspaper, it's very famous. For example, let me tell you, in newspaper, they try to make it as short as possible. The titles, they try to make them as short as possible. So sometimes they omit something that is still keep the actually meaning. For example, suspect arrested. They say suspect arrested in connection to murder of local business owner. Suspect arrested. We say, okay, suspect what arrested? You should use suspect is arrested, the suspect, for example, get arrested, got arrested here, or even the suspect, say suspect arrested. What suspect? So in this case, they're trying to make them as short as possible. Newspapers or something else. They follow another rules of English. So suspect got, here we say got arrested, and this is actually an undesirable action or negative action. Someone got arrested. Victim is identified. Victim identified in homicide. We say victim identified means victim is identified in homicide. Investigation. Police org means recommend. Public for information. Means call us if you see the guy. And homicide is like the unit that works with killings. For example, when you kill someone, the homicide unit will look after you. So that was the end of the teaching part. If you have any question, type it down. We will look at some examples and I will send you the questions. Okay? Now you have time to write your questions if you have any questions. And let's look at these examples. After that, I will send actually the questions and we will do them together. For example, the new tax law is being debated by lawmakers in Congress. I tried to make super advanced, or advanced at least, examples. The Mona Lisa had been painted by Leonardo da Vinci in the 16th century. The cities and actually infrastructure had been severely damaged by the earthquake last week. The contract will be signed by the parties involved next week. The new software update had been thoroughly tested. The research project is being funded. The company's new headquarters will be built. Or the stolen artwork was recovered. The proposal had been rejected. The ancient drawings were being studied. Will the new policy be implemented by the end of the year? There are questions here. Has the project been completed? 13. Was the report written by the intern or the team leader? Or, for example, here we come to 24, for example, let the building be inspected by a licensed engineer. Let the building be inspected. You're actually a combination of subjunctive as well. Ensure that the project is completed. The problem was not caused. The contract was not signed by the client due to a dispute over the term. Dispute here means like argument. The research proposal was not approved by the grant committee due to insufficient data, means not enough data, and so on. The last one, the prize was not won by the favorite but by an underdog outsider. But actually that's my website, but my website is being designed. Okay, maybe you ask, can we get access to this PDF? Of course yes, for free, but you should wait until my website is ready. So I will publish not just this PDF, all PDF, other materials, free courses, paid courses, other things on my website. Okay, so wait for that. Wait for my website and you can access that on my website. So tell me again about scientific articles. Okay, it's raining. It's 12 past half. Is it active or passive? It's raining. It is raining. That's active. It's 12 past half. That's active. Don't look down upon the poor. Let not the poor be looked down upon. This is something else. No. Hide it. This is something else. Don't look down upon the poor. You're saying you don't look. Okay? It's imperative. You don't look. Okay, but let not the poor be looked. You're saying, okay, let's do them together. Let's cooperate together and help the poor. Okay? It's something else. They have another meaning, two other meanings. So I don't think they are the same. But now, let me send the examples together. We will do them together. Let me go to my question bank here. The passive voice. Okay, I will send part by part. It has 3 parts. Let's start. Okay, please start. Please be interactive and just do them together. My car was stolen last night. Fill in the blanks, okay, based on the time, based on the tense, on the subject, object, whatever. Try to fill in the blanks properly. My car has been stolen last night. Okay, what about the other? Got stolen. Perfect. What about the other? We have 27 students. Today actually I created more than 40, but we have 27, 30, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So has been and got. Pablo is typing. So yes, we can say both has been or got. Both can be. Or even was stolen. Next one, a mistake made recently. A mistake was made. Exactly, very good. A mistake was made. Or further, you can say has been or had been. No, we don't say Ali. We don't say had been here because we have recently. Recently, we use it only for present perfect. Recently, or yet, or already. And let me tell you something. Quite good thing here. In British English, you can only use already, recently, and yet with present perfect. Okay, in British English, but you can use them in American English with simple tense. For example, say I don't know yet. That's grammatically in American correct, but in British it's not quite acceptable. Okay, other things. So had been, we cannot say had been because we're talking about recently. Look me forward to passive. Pluck me forward. You know, that's kind of imperative request. Okay, it's not passive. Next one. The bank. The bank when the police arrived. The bank has been stolen. The bank has been freed. Was robbed. The bank was robbed. The bank has been stolen. Or you can say yes, if you can say before, you can say the bank had been robbed before the police arrived. Had been, in this case, good thing, latent. Had been robbed only if you say before. When you say when, it means they are parallel at the same time. They happen at the same time. So the bank was or stolen or was being stolen, has been stolen when the police arrived. Two things at the same time. You cannot say had been here. Okay, because that's not correct. The bank was empty when the police arrived. Okay. The bank was being robbed. Good, good. What about next one? The project will done by June. Pay attention. You should fill 2 blanks here. Previous question, 3 blanks. The project will be fully done. No. Don't use adverbs. We're not talking about adverbs. The police have arrested. What's the passive? Okay, so the police have arrested who? Your sentence is insufficient. It's not completed. The police arrested who? If you say the police arrested David, say David has been arrested by the police. Okay? You should have a complete sentence. You don't have actually the police have arrested who? You don't have your object. Respect. Thank you, English mimic. Have been. Okay, so the project will have been done. Yeah. Great. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Next one. A dead body found near the lake earlier this morning. For example, that could be a title for newspaper. Dead body found. For this, a dead body found near the lake earlier this morning. Not and, not the blank. Got. Okay, you can say, yeah, a dead body was found, got found. Was found is better. A dead body was found. The criminal has been arrested by the police. Yes, if you mention the criminal, okay, maybe it's Jack, maybe it's David, maybe it's me. So we should have a complete sentence. I eat rice. Rice is eaten by me. Yes, we can say. But you know, it should have a meaning, okay? When you're making passive, make sure that it has a meaning. Next one. Detectives are investigating the video footage. We hope the hostage takers arrested as soon as possible. Let me also send here again because we're not to scroll up. Detectives are investigating the video footage. Video footage here means like CCTV, for example. Get arrested. Will be, we hope the hostage takers get arrested. We hope the hostage takers will be arrested. Not quite often. Or no. The hostage takers are arrested. No. Look at we hope. We hope. Okay, it means it's not already done. We are hoping in the future. So we hope the hostage takers get arrested. The best answers. Or be arrested. Get alone without S. Will be arrested, or we cannot say here. Why? Because of hope. That's another grammar topic. We're trying to combine grammar topics all together. Let me send the rest. That was good. To be, we can say, yeah, we hope the hostage to be arrested. We can say, yeah, to be arrested or will be arrested. Great. Next one. Okay. Correct the wrong sentences. Some sentences are wrong. Okay, you correct them. If they are correct, say correct. I am offered a job in HR a day ago. HR means human resources. I was offered a job. Very good. Very good. Next one. My bag had been stolen earlier this morning. When I was on a bus. That's a full sentence. My bag had been stolen earlier this morning when I was on a bus. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why you say has been? For example, latent, latens, or solo, or drew. Can you explain me why? What's the reason you said has been? You didn't say had been. That's my question. Why you didn't say had been? What do you want? Okay, that couldn't be passive. What do you want? Okay, Heidi, you're just, I don't know, I think you misunderstood the topic. Okay, what do you want? That's a question. What do you want? Okay, how can you make it passive? Oh, and even if you do, what will be the meaning? What meaning does it have? Nothing. Okay, so don't try to just don't try to confuse yourself with these questions. Okay, just learn the basics. My bag got stolen because it's recent. Another reason, because we say when I was. We don't say before. If we say before, you were supposed to say had been. Because we are saying when, it means at the same time. So we use past simple. Why? Because two past simples means something happened, two things happened, one after each other. First, the guy, for example, she was on the bus, then someone robbed him. Okay, so it's just this. Okay, next one. Jack is arrested by the FBI. Was. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, we can say Jack is arrested. Where is Jack? He's arrested. We're talking about right now. The sentence is correct. Okay, your answers are correct as well. But the sentence itself is correct. We don't need to fix it. Jack is arrested. Yes, there can be many options. Jack will be arrested. Jack will have been arrested. Jack is being arrested. Jack was arrested. But generally, this sentence is correct. Next one. There had been an attempt for a car bombing, but hopefully it was defused by the bomb squad. That's, I think, the most difficult question here. There had been an attempt for a car bombing, but hopefully it was defused by the bomb squad. Pay attention to the meaning first. First, pay attention to the meaning. Then the narrative tense. We have something in English we call narrative tense. When you should use had been, when you should use was. It got diffused. No, don't say other alternatives. Okay. First of all, say if it's correct or not. Okay. First, say this sentence is correct. This sentence is not correct. If it's not correct, you can fix it. But if it's correct, you can say alternatives. But first, we should understand that sentence is correct or not. Okay, say yes or no. Yes means correct, no means not correct. I think it's correct. Hopefully means something in the future. No. Hopefully means does something happily means happily, we can say. Happily, okay? Hello, sir. Hello, Sivgat. How are you? You're a bit late, but that's fine. For just sounds incorrect. It sounds incorrect. There was an attempt for a car bombing, but hopefully it has been defused by the bomb squad. Okay. Sorry, that's fine. I think incorrect. Okay. Hopefully doesn't mean something in the future. Okay, it's not like hope. We say future, but hopefully means like fortunately, happily. Here that's the meaning. So let me explain to you. That's actually for narrative tenses. We have something called narrative. There had been an attempt for a car bombing, but hopefully it was defused. Okay, so first of all, what happened first? Okay, tell me. Which one happened first? The car bombing, the attempt for the car bombing happened first, or first bomb squad defused it? Please tell me. Let's do this step by step. Let me send it here. You don't need to scroll up. Which one happened first? The car bombing first. Very good. The attempt. Perfect, Solo and Pablo. So the attempt happened first. Okay? After that means it happened, but hopefully after that, the bomb squad defused it. Attempt first, yeah. Attempt first. So after that, something, so you know the usage of past perfect, we say A happened after B. Something happened after something else, right? So this sentence is correct. Is correct. Maybe you have other alternatives. Other types you can say you can get your point. Other alternative, other options, but this sentence grammatically is correct, okay? But we can talk about alternatives as well. I said it was correct. Yeah, perfect. If it was an attempt, then should it not already been diffused? Should it not already now been diffused? Yes, it was an attempt. Attempt normally means a failed try. Okay, a failed try. So it means they tried. The sentence has this meaning. It means terrorists tried to bomb a car. Okay, but after that, hopefully, the bomb squad defused it. So they didn't succeed bombing. That's the meaning of that. So there had been an attempt for a car bombing, but hopefully it was defused. First, had past perfect because happened at the beginning. After that, the diffusion happened then. Okay, but of course, let me say it again. There are other alternatives. For example, when Andy said there was an attempt for a car bombing, but hopefully it has been defused. Yes. For example, it happened 2 hours ago. We were talking about this. But what if this happened, for example, last year? You can't say it has been because it's not about recent. It's your last year. So we have alternative. The pizza eaten. Let's go next one. Next one is pretty funny. The pizza is eaten me. The pizza is eaten me. The pizza is eaten me. She was. So is it correct or not? By me. Yes. Actually, I was trying to focus on by agent. By agent. And let me stop screening. Wait, let me stop sharing my screen. Was or is. It depends on the tense. If you're talking about present, the pizza is. If you're talking about past, the pizza was. If you're talking about future, the pizza will be. Many options. She was judged. This one can be as well. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, the pizza has eaten me. Oh, has eaten me. Yes, that doesn't make sense. You're saying the pizza ate you. Okay, the pizza has a mouth, and the pizza ate you. So in this case, how can you talk if you're eating? So yes, that doesn't make sense. Has been is good. Next one. She was judged unfairly. Let me send it. Hello, Camelia. Let me send it again here. She was judged unfairly by the ordinary people whom she helped before. A combination of relative clauses in passive. The pizza has eaten me means it ate me. Yes, it means it ate me. How are you? Thank you very much. Welcome to our class. To me, it seems correct. It's an alien pizza. Yeah. What about the others? It's correct. She was judged unfairly by the ordinary people whom she helped before. Of course, that's correct. Perfect. Eaten by me is correct. Yeah, fine. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Or maybe you can make it a bit better and you can say whom she had helped before, because we have before. Okay, it means two actions didn't happen at the same time. One happened before something. If you want to get deeper in grammar. But this sentence is correct. We consider it correct. But you can also say she was judged unfairly by the ordinary people whom she had helped before. But it's correct. Don't forget it. It's correct. Let me send the rest here. Complete the sentence. And now I want you to be creative and make your own sentences. Okay? Make your own sentences. Your dream sentences. Your funny sentences. Your maybe dumb sentences. My car, Daniel was, the bank, I, never, and your sandwich. For never, you should use inversion. We will talk about it. By those who were helped her before. She was judged unfairly by those who were helped. But yeah, we can say, yeah, that's another way. By those who were helped by her before. Yeah, we can say. My car had been driven by a criminal. Uh-huh. I tried to say my stolen, but driven, yeah. Okay, good. What about the others? They are in sentence one. Car. My car. My car got damaged by another random car. Uh-huh, yeah, good. Let's go next one. Okay, several are writing. Okay, let's wait for several people. My car is being, no, being driven. Okay, drove, driven. My car is being driven. Some people call it driven. Driven is actually correct, not much driven. My car is being driven now. My car got towed. Good. You're parking the wrong place. But let's go next one. Daniel was being pestered by his sister. Okay. Next one. Other people. Several people are typing. Okay. Daniel was being charged for damaging my car. Good. So Daniel is that random guy, right? The driver of that random car. Very good. That's like a story. Your storytelling. Good. For damaging my car. Yeah. What about the bank? The bank has been robbed several times. Yes. Yeah. Has been robbed. Very good. And did you know bank has two meanings? One of them is like bank. You go to bank to, you deposit money, you withdraw money, is real money, finance. Another meaning of bank is the beach of the lake. Okay, like the shore, the beach, we also call it the bank. For example, lakes, they have banks. It has two meanings. So here, Daniel was being laughed at my friend's condition. No, was being laughed. No, Daniel was laughing at my friend's condition, or my friend's condition was being laughed at, for example. That doesn't make sense, but Daniel was laughing. Daniel was being laughed means people were laughing at Daniel, but you're saying Daniel was being laughed at You can say Daniel was being laughed for his condition. The bank was robbed by a large group of thieves last night. Age, yeah, very good. Let's go next one. Next one is inversion. If you know inversion, you're a clever student in English. Never would you be able to be gotten out of your one little house unless you happen to get a better job. Perfect. Yeah, good. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. So yeah, never, it means would you never be able to be gotten. That's actually inverted sentence. The bank was held responsible to cover the damages that my car suffered. Yeah, Daniel, yeah. Never had he any chance to win. No. First, say the normal way. He never had any chance to win. He never had. Never had he have. Okay, you're saying past perfect. Never had he have any chance to win. Never be told by her. What do you mean never be told? Make sure your sentences make sense. The meaning should make sense. It's like you said here, for example, above. The pizza has eaten me. Grammatically, that's correct, but meaning, it doesn't make sense. Never those damages has been fixed. No. You should make question solo. You should make question after never, after negative adverb frequency. You should make a question. Never, for example, those damages has been. Never is have. Those damages have been. Never have those damages been fixed. Okay, you should make questions. Have those damages been fixed? So never have those damages been fixed like they were before. So you can blame Daniel for that, for example. Okay, so inversion is a bit hard. Okay, and next session is about first conditional. Next session we'll be talking about first conditionals, but after that, after that session, we will talk about inversion. Inversion is really important, and it can boost your fluency. You can speak much more fluently with actually inversion. Inversion and relative clauses. Okay, like you bring preposition to beginning. Which I'm gonna say, instead of saying who am I speaking with, you say with whom am I speaking. That's more professional. But anyway, and the last one, let's say the last one we can go. Actually, time is over. Your sandwich. Your sandwich. Never use never when being spoken to. Never use never when being spoken to. It's not inversion, first of all. Never use. It's like imperative. Say never use. Never smoke. Never drink. Never go out. Never say, I don't know, awake for late time. Never. In this case, is not inversion. It's imperative. But anyway, that was good. That was good. Let's say the last one, your sandwich. For example, your sandwich was eaten by Daniel. Aha. Your sandwich would have never fallen if you didn't damage my car, Daniel. Yes. Your sandwich was eaten by him. Perfect, Ali. Perfect. Yeah, your sandwich was eaten by him. The sandwich that I'm eating right now is made by a Michelin 3-star chef. I can't believe that I can get this from Shoes Meal with only 5 square. Yeah, good. It's made by, yeah, good, very good. That's actually a sentence, okay? Not the pizza has eaten me. Your sandwich was eaten by a cat. If they eat sandwiches, yes. Sharing is... yeah, sharing, caring, yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah, actually, thank you everybody. Thank you very much. The class is over. I hope you found it useful. But technically, we are running out of time. And thank you very much. I hope you found it useful. If you have any question, please type it down. And about the PDF, let me remind you again. You can get access to the PDF for sure, for free. But just wait until my website is ready. People are working on my website. After it's ready, I will publish not just that PDF, all PDFs, all materials. I'm thinking about this too. All materials, PDFs, free courses, paid courses on my website. My PDF, yeah, actually I stopped it because I was working on some PowerPoint for my YouTube. But yeah, we will start working together, Andy, for sure. Yeah, so I was saying you can get access to PDFs on my website. When my website is ready, I will announce. Okay, now it's being made. So just wait couple of weeks, maybe less than a month. And you can get access to all PDFs and classes, paid classes, free classes, whatever. So let me read the chat here. Bye, thank you. Actually, I'm not a professor, I'm just a teacher. But thank you, bye, thanks you. It was perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. Okay, sir, the class was taught perfectly. Thank you, Solo. My website is being. My website is being made. Bye, sir. Goodbye. You're a good teacher. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you everybody. And if you have any questions, just send me. Okay, just send me a message. If you want to talk about the private classes, whatever, or if you have question with grammar, vocabulary, whatever, just send me a message on Discord, and I will help you. I will help you with your question. So let me end the class and see you on Sunday. On Sunday we will be reading the book Christmas in Prague. That's a cool book for Intermediate Plus, and see you all there. So goodbye.